up guys, Wild Media here, and in today's video we just have a couple of simple things we need to fix in the Miata. To list them off, we have got the brand new radiator we got to put in the car. Obviously my radiator is starting to green over like the Miatas do, and they start leaking and cracking, so we're just going to be replacing it with an OEM replacement one. And then I have a brand new mass airflow sensor. And then one of my oxygen sensors decided to go right out in the garbage. That thing went. And so we're going to be putting an oxygen sensor, mass airflow sensor, and a radiator in the car today. So let's get started with some of the simpler projects. Let's start with the mass airflow sensor. And we are outside with the Miata. Here is our MAF sensor that we have for the cold air intake. I'm going to have to take off these two screws right here. I'm going to take the MAF sensor out. I'm going to take the filter with it for now, just because it's going to be easier to undo the filter off of there if we just take it all together in one. So we're going to start off with taking that off. As y'all can see, we are back inside of the shop now. We have got the old mass airflow sensor. We've got the filter, as always. It's still on it and everything. We got to take the bolt off. But if we set this over here, we take this box right here, open it up, take this out. Obviously, we'll set the box to the side. Unbox our new mass airflow sensor. These can come off. Set this down. Goes in the box. Obviously, we've got our new mass airflow sensor right here that is going to be going on right there. But if you look down in here, as you can see, everything looks fine and perfect on the brand new one. Now, the reason we are replacing this one is because if you look in there, I don't know if you guys will be able to see it. So I went ahead and took the filter off real quick just so you guys can actually see the problem we're having. Obviously, as I was just saying, this one's clean. And then boom. So as y'all can see on this one, we had a backfire happen in the car. So it just burnt away and makes this run really weird and awkward. So with our new one here, it's just going to be smooth running and working perfectly. So we're going to take our filter, the way we just had it, just like this. Obviously, our filter will go back on, just like this. And we will tighten this down, and we will be headed back out there to put it back in the car. So obviously, we are back outside now. Obviously, we've got the new mass airflow sensor, and we are going to be putting it back on. If I go just like, hold on, it'll be going back on here. We are going to tighten these back down, so we're going to start the time lapse. So as y'all can see, we've got the new mass airflow sensor on there. It just looks, honestly, it looks better, but it's going to functionally work better, as y'all saw from the way I explained and everything while we're replacing it. Filters back on there. Everything engine-wise is good to go. Obviously, when we go to do the radiator, I'm probably going to have to take off the cold air intake just so that we have room. Actually, no. I actually might be able to get away with having it in there. I don't know. We'll figure that out when we start tackling it. But our next objective is to go and reach down there and get the oxygen sensor. As y'all can see, down there is the oxygen sensor. It's only hand tight right now, so I'm just going to unscrew it, and then we're going to plug in the new one. And now that we've got our mass airflow sensor and our new oxygen sensor in, we are going to be now starting the car. It used to have trouble starting, so we're going to see if it has any more trouble. And then I'm going to move it to the street so that we can drain the coolant out of the radiator. And then we'll be taking the radiator out. As y'all can see, we've got the car in the front of the house now. I gave it about 20 minutes or so to cool off, just so that there's no heat and anything. You can see I can just pop the cap. And as you can see, you can clearly tell that it's leaking in there because it is almost bone freaking dry. So I went ahead off camera, took the cold air intake off. As you can see, I just have it off to the side over here. Now I need to take two 14 millimeters to get these off. And then I'm going to go underneath, take this hose out at the bottom, this top one, and then all of the 10 millimeters that hold the fan on, and this should just slide right out. So let's get started. So I went ahead and slid the radiator out. As you guys can see over there, I slid the radiator out off camera. It was just quickly just pick it up, slide it out, got it done. As you can see, all the coolant is drained out of it. I'm going to push the car back a little bit so I don't have to work on all this coolant. So we're going to bring that inside and put the fans on the other radiator. So I went ahead and took the couple of 10 millimeter bolts out of the radiator fans, the stock, just regular ones. I'm going to mount them onto here, and then we will continue our process of putting it back in the car. I'm just going to do this quickly off camera since it's simple and easy to do. So we are back out here with the new radiator. As you can see, we got to spin it around this way. Okay, I'm going to take this radiator, just like this. Should slide right into place if I do this correctly. As you guys saw in the last clip, I was setting the radiator back in. Y'all had already seen me take it apart, so I kind of just did it quickly off camera, just not bore you guys. But I think the new radiator looks really nice. The MAP sensor, you got the new oxygen sensor down there. I've got to put some fluids inside the radiator, and then we're going to start her up and take her for a test drive. As y'all can see, I'm just cruising around town. We're just making sure the car stays cool and everything. As you can see from the temp gauge, it's actually staying pretty cool. It is about, I'd say, 160, 170 in temp right now. I know my gauge is in Celsius and everything, but everything seems to be working. It starts right up, everything works fine, and I'm just loving the way that this car is starting to turn out. So that'll be all for today's video, guys. If you guys enjoyed us changing the radiator, the mass airflow sensor, and then the oxygen sensor, it was just a simple couple of maintenance things that needed to happen to the car. So if you guys can like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time. Deuces! We will